Well, it's awesome to see all of you. Thank you for waking up. Welcome to your practice. So those of you that haven't been joining, what we've been working on, because we're in the time of Leo. So Leo rules the heart, the spine, and the upper back. And so we've been working on those kind of target areas in our practice. So we've been doing a lot of belly down back bends and a lot of kind of spinal strengthening for those muscles on the back side of the body. So we're gonna continue some of that work. But a lot of our energetic work has been around the heart and kind of cultivating this connection to our heart, being more heart-centered as we show up, being in touch with how we feel, soulfully showing up is kind of the theme for this month. Like, how do we show up in our lives, in our everyday, from cooking to being with our kids to showing who we are to those that we meet, all those ways in which we soulfully show up. So I'm going to teach you today a mudra, and it's the Fearless Heart Mudra. So we're going to just kind of check in, start breathing as we perform this mudra. And this is a great one to do to cultivate more courage to be in your heart. So you're going to take your hands to Anjali Mudra. So it's our palms together. And then right hand over left, palms face out. Then you're going to bring the back of your hands together. Your right index will hook around your left index. So just hook. Middle finger, right hand, hook around middle finger left. Skip the ring fingers, right pinky around left. And then your ring finger and your thumb touch. Okay, and then you can just drop this mudra down to your heart space. So you have right fingers hooked around left, index, middle, pinky, and then you have ring finger and thumb touching. Go ahead and close your eyes. And just allow your awareness to drift to your heart. And that can be your physical heart organ, or that can be your energetic heart. And in yoga, the energetic heart is like the seat of wisdom. It's the seat of unity. It's our essence. It's our connection to all that is. So just taking deep breaths and just noticing what you sense there. Could be noticing physical sensations around your heart. Could be noticing emotions, noticing mental states, moods. Really allowing this practice to give you a space and time to drop into yourself, to access what you need, what you want to cultivate, and also being in community, even if it's virtually, being able to connect our movements, our breathing, our intentions together in this circle that we form. So even allowing your heart space to sense the connection, that even though it might be different than we're all used to being on a screen, that connection is still there. Letting your awareness around the heart be 360 degrees. So see if you can tune into the back of the heart, the side of the heart, the top, the bottom. And as we move for our practice today, just being able to keep that awareness of what's going on in the heart. Take 5 more breaths, and maybe with these next breaths, bringing in an intention for your practice today. With every inhale, sending it to your heart, and with every exhale, sending it through the heart and out into the rest of your body. And then one more. And then release your mudra. We're going to start with a little bit of just like stretching of the low back, opening through the chest. So I'm going to show you this on a wall space. If you don't have a wall space, I'm going to show you an alternative. So those of you that do have access to a wall space, you're going to put your hands about hip height. So I'm going to back up, and my wrist will be slightly above my shoulders. My feet are shoulder width apart, and I'm going to press my hands into the wall as I move my hips back. I want to dilate the upper back, bring the front ribs in so that I'm feeling the belly not drape down, but as I feel the belly kind of tuck in towards the low back, I can feel the heart space kind of release down towards the mat without losing the strength of shoulders, without losing the strength of the core. Now, those of you that don't have access to wall space, no problem. Go ahead and put your hips over your knees, and you'll walk your hands out and do the same work, but the hips will back up. So again, just giving you those same kind of visual cues or anatomical cues. As you allow the hips to move back away from the hands, keep a strengthening action from the armpit area through the palms. Hollow the armpits. You're feeling kind of like the armpits, like the center of the armpits lift a bit so that you have that buoyancy. Spread from the back of the heart to both sides. Feel the belly lift so that there's an engagement at the center, but feel the heart space just soften so that there's no tension at the front or the back of the heart. Keep feeling a stretch from hips to hands and take 5 more breaths. Neck is easy, jaw is easy. So as we open around this heart space, we also open our accessibility to breathe a little deeper, to kind of get more space around the lungs. This helps with stress and anxiety, but it also just helps with breathing better. Feeling a little bit more lighter and free. 1 more breath. And then slowly coming up, just kind of pause for a moment and feel that effect through chest, kind of shoulders. I'm going to show you the second pose. Seems a little similar, but I want you to think of kind of that heart space going forward. So I'm going to get really close to the wall with my hands up, or I can back away from the wall. My hands are straight, and I'm going to have my legs shoulder width apart. Now, as I stretch up the wall, I'm going to gaze towards my thumbs and bring my heart forward. So it's that same reach from the base of the armpits through the hands. The heart space is lifting as well, the belly tones. And if I get closer, I can play around with what's deeper. And again, you don't have access to a wall space, so I'll have you come onto your belly. Extend your hands forward. Lift the back of your neck and kind of lift your heart forward. But you're going to have to tone the belly a bit. So I'm kind of like pulling, if I'm on the floor, the hands back, the heart forward, getting that stretch. And if you're at the wall space, I'm adjusting the stance. And feel free, if you have any questions, you can unmute yourself and ask if you're lost on anything. So I'm going to go back to standing to kind of show you that reach up of the heart, lengthening of the tailbone. And if that bothers your neck, you can look down. Take about 3 more breaths. And release. Roll those shoulders a few times. And then we're going to come onto our backs. So kind of just noticing how that was to breathe. So maybe just a couple moments on your back. If you have a block, I'm going to show you how to use the block. If you don't have a block, don't worry, you can still do this. If you have a yoga block, the block's going to be on the medium setting. So this would be the lowest setting. This would be the highest setting. So this is the medium setting. When the block's in the medium setting, you're going to line it up with your kind of the base of your shoulder blades. And if you don't have a block, you're just lying flat on your mat. Go ahead and interlace your hands behind your head. Good firm clasp, and wrap the elbows forward a bit so that you can feel kind of the shoulder blades hug onto the side of the rib cage. We're going to inhale and open the elbows and lie back. And on the exhale, I'm going to tone the belly and bring the bottom tips of the ribs towards the pelvis. So it's like a gentle kind of abdominal kind of toning, but more of a kind of mobility through the heart space. Inhale. Exhale. So just kind of giving a little bit of attention to the back of the heart as well as the front. Now, if I don't have a block, keep going with those of you that do. Do the same work. Big breath, stretch out through the elbows, and then on the exhale, as I'm lifting, I just want to put my awareness, those of you on the floor, at the back of the heart. Do this about 5 more times. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, you can exhale through your mouth if you like, or through the nose. Just make sure you're breathing deeply. Bring a little bit of the life force to the belly, to the center of the body. And then last one, if you want to hold open for a moment, big breath, pause, and then all the way out. Those of you that have the block, kind of push into your hands to lift up to remove the block, and then sit up and cross your feet. We're going to do a round of breath of fire, just to kind of pump some of that energy through our body. I'm going to face you, but you can stay where you are. So breath of fire is a pulsing of the belly. It's quick, short exhales that are a little bit more forceful, and let the inhales just happen, okay? We're going to do a round of 40. When you're ready, breathe in, and as quick as you want. Arms reach up, inhale, exhale, take a deep breath, inhale, and then exhale, stretch the back of the heart as you roll down. Okay, we're gonna lie flat on our backs. Same thing with the hands, interlace. You might have the non-dominant index finger on top. Wrap those elbows up so that you create this little hammock for your head to be heavy and your neck to not get tense. We're going to bring the legs to tabletop, so you can point, flex, or floint, something to keep the feet nice and active. And as you exhale, extend your right leg on a high diagonal, stretch into that inner leg line. Inhale, come back down. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Pull your navel down as you do this so that you can really feel the muscles of the core relaxing towards the back of the body. When I say relaxing, they're actively softening back, right? We're working them. Your leg can be as low as you like. You can breathe out through your mouth if you'd like, or you can keep the breath all through the nose. Actively reach, and try to move at a pace that allows you to feel connected to your breath. So it doesn't have to be super fast. You can slow this down. Just connecting to the breath. This is a great way to kind of just wake up your energy, kind of connect you to your center. We really want to keep connection to the core as we do these belly down back bends that we've been working on. And this keeps the heart feeling centered and grounded. Okay, we have 4 more. Stretch. Okay, and this last one, we're going to hold it out, so deep breath in, and then exhale. Deep breath in, all the way out, second side. And then bring the knees in. Rock and roll yourself up. Second round of breath of fire, okay? I'm just going to turn and face you. Again, if you need to go slower and you're not getting 40, it does not matter. It's just a matter of pumping, again, these muscles here and feeling kind of the prana around your center of your body kind of moving, right? Getting some texturization to it. Are you ready? Go. Five more. Big stretch up, inhale. Out through your mouth. Good, deep breath in. And then just round and stretch the back. Lean back, yeah, nice. Okay, kick your legs to the side and come to all fours. So we're gonna do a little bit slower cat-cow. We're gonna have you tuck the toes under and walk the feet back, or walk the hips back, excuse me, so that your hips will be more fixed. I want you to pull the heel of the hands towards you as you lift your chest. So once again, you can let the heart space soften forward. Bring the shoulders down your back, slightly together. And then nice and slowly push the heel of the hands forward, cat your back, upper back, without necessarily moving your hips, so keep that belly tone. Feel the upper back lift and spread, and then keep going. So I want to mobilize that upper spine. Let the head be easy. So keep that connection to your core. And just let the head follow if it can. So as soon as the head wants to move first, we're going to try and be more heart forward. So let the head move because the heart is moving. So see if you can let the head just really follow. It's hard, that head wants to lead. And then one more time. Hold, maybe take an extra breath and see if you can, without force, feel that heart space just softening up and forward. Strong upper back to support. And then nice and slowly upper back. Letting the head go, feeling a broadening action. And then when you're ready, come to all fours. Neutralize the spine. Tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. You can pedal the legs if you like. Kind of swing the hips, all those good things. Okay, we're going to get into the feet and the hands just to get the extremities, kind of awakening the whole body. So as you're ready, walk your hands to your feet and come to a high-heeled squat. Okay, so for a moment, just bring your hands to your hearts, balance, kind of feel that wake up the feet by trying to lift the heels. And then as you're ready, gently set the knees down, tuck the toes under. If they're not already there, bring the big toe bones together and sit back, broken toe. Interlace your hands and press your palms up. So this is too intense. You'll just bring your hands forward and you won't have your arms lifted. Bring again the belly back, the front rib cage down a bit, and then lift. Stretching, stretching, and releasing tension out of the diaphragm. Take a couple more breaths. And then go ahead and release the hands down and place the heel of the hands forward and back the hips up enough to get a little stretch to the back of the wrists. So all 10 fingers back. Again, you can come forward if you need to take the stretch a little bit less intense. So think about as we stretch the wrists and the hands, the arms, right, doing the work of the heart. So we want to open up these access points. And then flip so that you have now the top of the hand. So this one, sometimes this is intense for people, so you can do one at a time if you'd like. If it's okay to do both, go ahead. But make sure you keep a lot of weight in your legs. Wiggle your digits, your fingers. All right, take the hands back. Go ahead and press yourself back to that high-heeled squat for a moment. And as you're ready, slowly standing up, heels lift, and then lower. I'm gonna step up a little bit. Arms sweep up, inhale. Interlace those hands, stretch. And on the exhale, fold forward. Long spine and hold. Bring your hands to your heart. Remember, we've been working on broadening the collarbones here, lifting the belly and stretching the spine. We're going to hold for 5 breaths. Can you allow your elbows to widen out the heart as well? 2, keep breathing, and all the way down, exhale. Walk your hands out, come all the way into plank pose. So your first plank. Allow the collarbones to widen and even bring the chest just slightly forward, And then set the knees down and lower all the way slowly to the floor. Untuck your toes. So you widen your leg and extend the right leg, the right arm, all the way out. So straight ahead if you can. Bring the right shoulder blade back, and as I bend my left knee, I'm going to get a nice little stretch to the right chest. So press into the palm. I'm relaxing my head. You're welcome to lift the head. You're welcome to straighten this left leg. Nice deep stretch as you reach from right chest into right fingers. And then let go. We'll switch it out. Left hand extends all the way. Right hand can tent or place down. Lift that left shoulder as you roll to the left. And again, you just relax the head if that feels good. But feel energetically a reach from left chest to left palm. Okay, deep breath in, deep breath out. And then as you're ready, we're going to slowly come back. And then go ahead and pull the hands back, lift the chest, tuck your toes under, and lift up and back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in and out. Go ahead and drop down to your knees and swing your right leg out to the side. So I have my right center of foot level with my knees. And do that cat-cow again, inhaling and exhaling. So you can have your toes up or your toes down. Really depends on your own body. 2 more. And now plant your right palm, lift your left for a twist. Oh, I'm getting a little cramp there, sorry. Big twist, and then thread it under, stretching onto your left head. So if I need a block underneath, this would be a great place to do that. So I'm going to stretch again from the back of the heart through the left hand, turning and opening the chest by pressing into my right palm. And then as you're ready, coming back up long spine, tuck your left toes under and hinge back. Hinge back. You can pull the heart forward here, or you can go long spine. Go ahead and come back up, lift that right leg and send it back, spinal balance. So release the left leg, the left arm forward. Make sure you center the weight in your left thigh bone and get lighter on the top. And as you're ready, tuck the left toes under if they're not already, lift the right leg up and back. Take a nice deep breath. And then bring that knee to your nose, round your upper back, feel your belly fire. Right leg up and back. Step your right leg forward between your hands. Drop to your left knee. Okay? We're going to hook the thumbs and stretch the arms up. Relaxing the hips, find your center. And then back up a bit and bend the elbows like you're pulling the elbows apart. And reaffirm your strong core. Bring the arm bones back without moving your head. Then as you relax the hips forward, straighten your arms and stretch. So that hopefully you can feel more of that synergy of lifting out of the pelvic core and feeling connected to your core as you lift up. Maybe that heart's coming forward a bit. You might can gaze up. Take another couple deep breaths. And then releasing the hands down. You're going to come to a plank pose. Okay, we're going to step the right leg behind the left. And then as you're ready, lift the hips and stretch the right arm up. So this is more kind of a side plank. We're keeping it super easy in the first round. So I'm just kind of lifting the hips. Maybe I'm getting a little bit of back arch. Maybe the arm stretches. And then as I'm ready, I'm going to come to downward facing dog. Nice deep breath in and out. And then I'm going to set the knees down. Okay, I'm going to take the left leg out to the side so that my knee and my center of foot line up, and then cat-cow here, like 4 times. And then when you're ready, lengthen your spine, left arm plants, right arm lifts. Big twist here, so press away from the earth as you spiral. And then thread the right arm underneath the left. And if you need a block or a towel or a blanket, something underneath your head, grab that. Now we're working the stretch from the back of the heart through the hands, so kind of feel into that zone. As you're ready, come back up. And again, I'm going to tuck the toes under and hinge back. And if I want to lift the heart, I can. Otherwise, I can keep a neutral, long spine. Whatever works better for me today. And then coming back up, lifting the left leg and swinging it back. Spinal balance, right arm releases. Can your pelvis get like a little bit lighter on the top of your right thigh bone? Stretch and lengthen. And then hands down, lift the left leg up, 3-limb down dog. One time, bring that knee to your nose. Think about that initial core work we did. Left leg up and back. Step your left leg forward, low lunge. Drop to the knees, hook the thumbs the non-habit forming way, and lift the arms up. Now back it up a bit, bend the elbows, and as I pull them apart, I want to get the arm bones back without thrusting the neck forward, right? So just arm bones back so I free the chest. Then as I release the hips, I'll straighten and extend through the arms. Keep the belly drawing back and keep that lift out of the core. Maybe there's starting to be an arch back, maybe not. It's for me, I can sometimes squeeze my biceps towards my ears and my head feels more secure. 3, 2, and as you're ready, releasing all the way down, stepping into plank. This time the left leg steps behind the right knee, and then we lift up. So again, it could be more of a side bend. If you want to start to turn your hips up, you can. We're going to have more time to play with this. Breathing in, breathing out. You got it. And then both hands down, come to plank pose. Smile those collarbones, come forward, all the way down. Bring your forearms forward, come into Sphinx pose. So shoulders, elbows. Once again, pulling the heel of the hands back, allowing the shoulder blades to draw back. That gentle engagement of the core so my belly lifts. And then the heart tries to release forward and up. And I say release, it's an active reach, but it's not with your kind of force. It's more that you're feeling the strength of the back body so that your heart can relax and open and soften. Breath in and breath out. And then as you're ready, releasing down, tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. And then as you're ready, you're going to walk your hands to your feet, back of the mat. Lift your heels up and come into that high-heeled squat again. Lift up. And as you're ready, drop the knees slowly to the floor, coming up to standing on the knees, tuck toes. We're going to keep the core really strong, and we're going to back up and then come forward. And as I go back, I'm going to keep shoulders and hips in one line, so you can temper this by not going back quite as far. Try not to tense your jaw. If you need more support of your neck, please do that. So this sometimes helps if you tend to grip your neck or your jaw. Keep those forearms parallel if you can, so you can, again, feel that zone of the heart. And then come back to hold. And then come back up. Tuck the toes under, see if you can come back into a squat. And we're going to do 6 squats. So go down, and then lift up. And then sit down, and then lift up. Kind of uses us some breath work. One more. Lift up. And on the exhale, take the arms out to the side. So again, I'm pulling the shoulder blades on my back without thrusting the chest forward. I've got nice, strong integrity of the core. And then hinge forward, and then come up. So I am doing a little bit of hip hinge, keeping the strength of my hamstrings as I come down and up. Letting that front body lift to the back body. You got it, a couple more. And shoulders back, good. Hold. Can you keep that engagement, but bring the hands to the heart? And as you're ready, release all the way down. Bringing you back up to a high heel squat. This time, turn knees and toes out at the same rate so that you have a little bit of that inner thigh stretch, and bring the hands to meet at the heart, or you can balance hands on knees, lift the heart. For 3. Ooh, nice work, you guys. 2. Okay, bring the knees back, walk out and come into a plank pose. Nice deep breath. And then drop the knees to the mat. Swing that right leg out 2 times, cat-cow. Neutral spine, right arm plants, twist. Thread it through. And you can hover too. I didn't say that on the first side, but you can also hover. Make this more of an active twist and reach. Coming back up to neutral spine, tuck the toes under, hinge back. Again, maybe the heart lifts, just like we've been working. Coming back in, lift the right leg up, swing it back, spinal balance. Reaching from wrist to ankle, getting light on that left thigh bone. Then as you're ready, tucking the left toes under if they're not already there, right leg up. Bringing that knee to your nose, activating your core, right leg up, high lunge. So as you're ready, we're gonna slowly come up. So I have my legs shoulder width apart as I'm ready. So this time we're gonna find, we're gonna get our hands and they're gonna meet like hands at heart and we're gonna bring them up. I can hook the thumbs. So I'm just gonna see what it feels like. Then I'm gonna bend those elbows when I'm ready. Bring the shoulder blades back and straighten the arms. If this is too much, do the hook thumbs. Maybe there's a gentle arch back. Maybe you're staying lifted and you're working that lengthening action. Tonify the belly, get strong through your legs. Breath in and breath out. And as you're ready, releasing the hands down to the floor, plank pose. Step your right leg behind your left, and then this time turn the hips a bit. So I'm turning my hips up. I'm gonna pull my right shoulder blade back and stretch it up. So now I have more of a turn towards the sky. I'm pressing into the outer edge of my left foot and the right ball nose. Then I'm gonna turn nice and slow. Come to plank pose. You got it. And then come all the way down, smiling the collarbone. So maybe there's that little bit of back arch all the way down. Nice. Okay, we're gonna do a Sphinx pose one more time. This time you'll have the chance to straighten the arms. So pull the heel of the hands back. Maybe you lift the elbows to hover, and maybe you keep them down. So heart melting forward. Some of you might can start to straighten the arms, but again, I want to reach from the strength of my back body. I want to feel that that's allowing the heart space to feel that stability to be able to soften and lift. All the way down. Nice. Take your hands back. Smile your collarbones to lift. Pressing all the way up, plank, downward facing dog. Nice deep breaths. And then when you're ready, float the legs to the floor. Left leg out. 2 times, cat-cow. Really mobilizing the upper back. And then left hand plants, right arm lifts. Thread it on through, friends. Remember, you can hover. And coming back to all fours, tuck the toes under, lean on back, grow the heart forward. Coming back up, spinal balance. Right arm extends. I'm getting lighter as I feel the core lift, as I feel myself extend and reach. Replace the right palm down, left leg lifts. Think about our ab work. So I'm reaching that leg out and then I'm pulling it in. And then left leg out. And then step it forward, high lunge. Take all the time you need to come up. And anytime we do high lunge, low lunge is always an option. So I'm gonna hook my thumbs and lift my arms. I'm just gonna see what it feels like. Like noticing where I might feel bound in the chest or tight in the shoulders. And then where I feel that, I'll soften the elbows a bit. Bring the arm bones back. Maybe it's just a hair. And I'm gonna face you to show you this. So I bring the arm bones back, soften my neck and shoulders, and then I re-extend and reach. Then I'm gonna capture that strength of the core. Maybe I lift up and maybe I start to go back a bit. Really find your legs. And then when you're ready, releasing the hands all the way down. Plank pose. Step your left leg behind your right knee. And then go ahead and spin your hips up. Keep your left arm kind of loose for a moment. So my hips spin up, I'm using glute strength. And then pull the left shoulder blade back and reach and extend. So shoulders on the back. My head can dangle. And then when you're ready, hands back. Plank pose, smile those collarbones. You can drop to your knees all the way down. This time coming to stance where we're going to be moving with it. So again, shoulders, elbows, shoulder width apart. I pull the navel away from the floor. And then I'm going to reach out, I'm going to stretch someone's hand, and then come back. Left arm. What I'm trying to do is stabilize my hips with this. So I want to have that good low back strengthening, good core stability. We're just going to do 2 more. And then with that strength, can I rely upon that strength to help me feel grounded and stable, to engage to the navel, from the navel lifting to the heart, from the heart spreading wide and lifting. And then all the way down. Take your hands back, tuck your toes, smile those collarbones, pressing up and back. Downward facing dog. Bending the knees if you need to, walking the hands back. Coming to that high heel squat again. Bringing the hands to me at the heart, balance. Feel that lifting of the heels. And then nice and slowly, knees down. Come on up. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of rotational work here. So I have my toes tucked because it's much more stable for me. I'm going to show you a block. If you want block on your sides, you don't have to have blocks, but if you did. So I'm going to allow myself to kind of sweep or I'm going to place my right arm at the small of my back, and I'm just going to kind of sweep the left arm up. So this is without blocks. Just a little bit of rotation. So if I had a block, I'll show you. I'm going to just use the block to press down to lift up. So as I do this, the shoulder goes back, and then I'm reaching around, maybe, very lightly, so making more circles, reaching up, back and around. Just a couple more. And nice. Come on back. Go ahead and move your blocks if they're in the way. Bring your hands to your heart. And as I hinge back with the hips, find your core, press the heels back so you can come into that squat. Nice. Okay, I'm going to stand and face you. This is a little bit of a breath work. We're going to go inhale, 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 exhale. Couple more. And then all the way up. Inhale. Exhale out to the side. Good. Hinging forward at the hips. Minding your core. And then lifting up. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. Then inhale, reach up, stretch. And then exhaling out to the side, hold for a moment, get longer. And then exhaling to fold. Bend your knees, let the shins come forward. Turn your toes and knees out. And balance, Mula Bandhasana. So maybe this time the arms lift, maybe that's where you're getting. Maybe you do a side stretch. Maybe you do both. Okay, bring those knees back in. Take your time, walk it out plank. And then set those knees down. Okay, last time through, right leg extends out. Couple times, cat, cow. Feel free to just hold for extra beat and just do one round. Hopefully feeling a little bit more mobility in the thoracic. And then we're gonna twist, right arm down, left arm lifts. Big drink into the twist. Can you rotate a little bit further? Thread and hover, or release. Maybe just the neck releases. Coming back to all fours, tuck the toes under on the back leg, hinge on back, row the heart forward. And then reaching up and back, spinal balance. Oh, we got some nice little trip hazards here. Lengthen. You'll connect to the whole back chain of your body. And then hands down, right leg lifts. Bring that knee across the body this time. And then take it to a scorpion dog. So bend the knee, rotate the hip out, and roll the right hip up as you take the left hip back. So don't want to let that left outer hip slide forward. Allowing the belly to tone, stretching, stretching. I'm going to give you some options, friends. So from here, what I could do is bend the left knee, turn the left palm out, keeping the hips high. I can lower them down and then extend. So one option. If that option feels really scary, then I want you to come forward, just like we've been doing. And you're going to kickstand the leg, and you can do it this way. A little bit gentler on the body. So choose. Those of you that are in that scorpion dog, can you come back? And then step the right leg forward for warrior one. So for my warrior ones, I don't have my heel to arch alignment. I do have a wider alignment. Come all the way up. If you can find Mudra and come up. If that does not work for your shoulders or chest, separate the hands or repeat one of the other hand gestures that we've done. Now find a good reach back of that inner left thigh line. Find a good sinking of the front shin forward. Find your pelvic core and lift towards the heart. From the heart, feel that lifting towards the crown of the head. And then bend the elbows, that same work of drawing the arm bones back without thrusting the throat forward, softening. And then nice and slow straightening. Maybe there's going to be a reach back, maybe there's not. Sink in for 5 more breaths. See if you can really allow that bicep line to lengthen. And then as you're ready, bring the hands down to the heart, all the way down to the earth, plank pose. Okay, so we're gonna step the right leg behind the left. Once again, you can lift the hips, draw the right arm back, and you can almost get a separate entry, and then maybe another round of your flip dog. Come all the way back, plank pose. Smile the collarbones, all the way down to the floor. Nice work. Okay, take the arms either back for locust, or if you want to take the arms forward and draw them back, pick a version. We've worked a lot of different versions of locust already this month. So sometimes the arm variation of bringing the arms back helps you lift the chest. Some of you like to feel that pressure of the palms together. So lift legs, lift heart for 3, for 2, and release it down. Smile the collarbones, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Nice deep breaths. Bring those knees to the earth. Sweep your left leg out. Maybe just 2 times or very sensual cat-cow. And then plant the left palm, lift the right. And then thread it through to hover or to hold. You can let your neck go. Bring it back up. Tuck your toes, hinge on back. Grow the heart as you're pulling the heel of the hands back. And then come on up, spinal balance. So I want to feel that buoyancy, that long line of energy. And then hands down, left leg up. We're changing it up so the left knee goes across my body for a rotation. And then I'm going to bring it up, bend the knee, externally rotate, and lift the hip while I continue to keep my right thigh neutral. So again, I could just stay here, or I could loosen the left palm, bend the right knee, and as I rotate the hips, right, I'll eventually relinquish the left hand. That's similar work that we did to extend. Shoulders on your back. Remember, you can come down to your knees, come out of it when you're ready, and then step it forward, warrior one. Slowly come up. All right, you guys. Vira Mudra. So if you normally have one thumb on top, switch. Come on up. So start to create your base. Like, so important for the heart to open, right? To feel that safety, to kind of broaden, open, and expand. We have to secure the base. So feel from your inner right pelvis that reach to the inner right leg. Feel that sinking down into the left heel, out through the ball down of your front foot. Find your core, lift towards the heart center, and continue lifting. So you're getting lighter and lighter. Now bend the elbows. Don't lose the lift, but just soften that shoulders. So if you can move them back a bit. Maybe it's just a hair. Re-straighten and extend. And lengthen. We want to feel the outer border of the shoulders lifting, the inner border softening as they reach. So we don't want to feel tension there through the side of the neckline. And release it all the way down. Coming into plank. Stepping the left leg behind the right. And then I am going to spin my hips. Pull the arm back and reach. Remember, you can stay on the side plank variation too. So that's a really more safe way. And you can still work some nice side heart opening. Then as you're ready, coming into plank. Smile those collarbones, lower all the way down. Cobra pose. So I want you to keep feeling that, so hands can come forward or back. That pulling back of the heel of the hands, that allowing the shoulders to draw back and down towards your hips. Strong belly, so I can reach the heart forward. So I want to feel that secure base at the back of the heart. Doesn't matter how far forward or back your hands are. Now lower it a bit and walk your hands further back, tuck your toes, small those collarbones, and come to a tucked toe upward facing dog. So if I want my knees down, that will give me more lumbar support. I can also untuck the toes. As you're ready, find your belly, up and back, downward dog. Bend your knees if you need. Walk your hands all the way back. High-heeled squat. Bring your hands to your heart. Take some deep breaths, find that lift. If you'd like to find the arms, you can find the arms to get one last little lift here before you release them down, knees down. So Ustrasana camel, and then we're gonna do two different entries because there's different ways to get that heart to open and to feel secure in your legs. I'm gonna show you the first one through the blocks. Again, if you don't have blocks, you can do this without, so I'm gonna show you without the blocks too. So just hold tight if you don't have blocks, you don't have to go for it yet. I'm just gonna give you the demo. I'll show you the side profile. So I have the blocks just past my knees so that I don't have to reach too far back. So my left hand's gonna go to the block, and I'm gonna push down, and I'm gonna draw the left shoulder back. My right arm is gonna kind of do a side stretch. Then as I broaden across the heart, I'm gonna take my right arm down to the other block. Then I'll tuck my chin. I'll take my gaze back, my throat up and back, and my chin in. And I'll do that nice and slow. Gaze up, throat back, chin lift. And then to come out, I'll come out the way I came, or I can come out the other way and come up, okay? So we're gonna go both sides. So you'll go back left, draw the right arm across. So if I didn't have blocks, how would I do it? I would place my hand either on my waist Shoulders back, or in my back hip pocket, like I had something in my pocket. Same thing, shoulder back, arm is gonna reach, and then I'll take it all the way across to the other small of my back. Same thing with the chin, relax it down, lift your gaze, bring your throat back, lift your chin. Lift your gaze, bring your throat back, lift your chin. I want to feel strong work of the glutes, of the upper back, and that heart space is just kind of like it's floating up between the shoulder blades, or between the sternum. Take another breath, and when you need to come out, if you have your hands, you can just lift up. If you had the block, she'll come out. Sink back for a moment. You're going to try it again if you had blocks, other side. If you don't have blocks, we'll just start from the right side. So lift up, right hand to the small of the back, and I'm going to take the right shoulder back, and I'm going to take a little bit of a side stretch. Then I'm going to allow my right glute to contract, my left glute. I'm going to widen, it doesn't have to be very far back, and then bring the arm back. Lift your gaze, bring your throat back, lift your chin. Lift your gaze, mini lift, throat back, lift chin. Stop where you need to, take 3 to 5 breaths. Strong glutes, strong reaching down through my thighs. And then you'll slowly let the head be last, sit back. Neutral. Okay. For the last one that we're gonna do, we're gonna tuck the toes, and you're gonna squeeze the heels. And I'm going to draw the shoulders on my back, and I'll just lift the chest here. So I might just stay here. So shoulders on my back and down. So I create this really strong strength, strong core. And if I want, I can lift the hips and come in. Now this does require holding on to the feet, which you do not have to do if you don't feel like it. Okay, so try that. Maybe it's 5, 6 breaths, maybe it's only 2, and maybe you just work the chest open. Okay. Nice deep breaths, you guys. I'm just gonna watch. Yeah, really lovely, you guys. Lengthen that tailbone. Yeah, really nice. Awesome. Yeah, come up nice and slow, head last. There you go. Awesome, you guys. Yeah. Take a moment, sit back. Okay, we're gonna back ourselves up to stretch the low back. So as you're ready, bring your hands to your heart. Hip hinge, heels back. And then widen your feet and come with your forearms on the tops of your thighs. And you want to feel that the low back is stretching. So I'm going to move so you can see me better. So I want to feel the pressure down on my forearms and the lengthening of the spine. Just soften your gaze. See if you can align the pubic bone towards the center of your pose. And then releasing the hands down to the earth. So I'm a little wider in my stance. You can totally do that. Shake the head out or grab onto the hooks of your elbows. Nice deep breaths. Let the low back release. And if you need hand support, put your hands on blocks. Go ahead and release the hands down. Go ahead and walk the feet a little closer, bring the knees forward. And then you're gonna rock back to Navasana. So I might have my hands to shoulder, or I can rock back and just find that stretch. Grab onto your fronts of ankles and bring the soles of your feet together. So I'm gonna allow myself to kind of use my ankles and shin bones to extend my spine long, okay? And now nice deep breaths, relaxing the shoulder blades down. So with holding onto my ankles, I can kind of feel again that the shoulders actively reach back a bit. Core activating and lengthening. Let those thighs relax. And know that you can put blocks under your thighs. Nice deep breaths. Breath in, breath out. You're gonna extend the left leg out and take the right leg across your body, okay? So right leg across the knee. Then I'm gonna gather with my left arm, either the hook of my elbow or the hand, my right knee, and I'm gonna sit up a little taller. So my right hand will either be on a block or on the floor. Sit up nice and tall and churn and stretch to the right, twist to the right. I'll kind of allow my right big toe line to see if it can reach down towards the floor for a little bit deeper stretch. See if you can churn your belly a little bit further to the right as you lengthen the right chest line all the way out to the border of the right shoulder. One more deep breath. And then as you're ready, we're going to keep the same crossing, right ankle over left knee. Go ahead and bring the left heel in as far as you need. So some of us won't be very far. Your hands can turn out or in. Same thing, lift the chest, keep the spine nice and neutral. You can stay here and do a little windshield wipering. If you'd like to lift, you certainly can, if that would feel good. A little bit more back body strengthening. Your choice. And then go ahead and keep the same crossing, but roll onto your back. So I'm going to move over so there's a little bit more space. Okay? So for this one, I'm going to allow my legs to windshield wiper to the left so that my right sole of the foot, that's my top leg, is on the floor. With my left hand, I'm going to grab this opposite ankle if I can. I can straighten the left leg if I'd like. And then I'm going to allow my right chest to roll open. So the back of my right hips are not on the mat, but I'm letting them energetically reach there while I keep this right foot grounded. Now just kind of allowing the right part of your chest to open, soften towards the floor. So you might be getting a mild or a deep stretch in the right lateral hip. So I'm kind of like somewhere between the left side of my hip and the left glute. Somewhere in between, just kind of depends on my flexibility. Nice deep breath in and out. And then go ahead and roll completely onto your back, keeping the same crossing, razor blade edge of the foot, outer border of the foot towards the center of the thigh, bring the legs in just for a moment. This should give you a slightly different sensation than ankle over knee. And then either leg straight, if that allows your low back to stretch, or a happy baby, grabbing the knees, the ankles, or the lateral foot. Nice deep breath. Okay, bring those knees in. Rock and roll yourself up. Straighten your legs. We're going to cross the left leg over the right. I'll take my right elbow crook or my hand around the lateral left leg, and I'll turn and twist. And I like my left hand being like my second spine, but grab a block if you need it, and that might help you lift a bit more. So as I bring the belly back and I churn the ribs to the left, see if you can broaden that left chest. So that left heart line gets to broaden a bit. See if you can reach from that inner left thigh down into that inner left foot. Nice deep breath, softening jaw, upper palate. And then untwisting, and then you're gonna go ankle over the top of the knee. Then I'll bring the heel into whatever degree I'm feeling a sensation of opening. And then again, some of you might kind of add on by lifting the chest and lifting the hips. Lots of ways to kind of move with this. Sometimes just the active mobility is nice, just to move the legs side to side and get those spots that get ignored often. When you're ready to roll down, go ahead and roll all the way down onto your mat. And then as I come to the floor, I'm going to let my legs windshield wiper to the right so that my top leg is on the floor. So as far as I need to roll to do that, with my right hand, I'll secure my foot down. So a lot of us might have to roll completely onto the right hip, and that's totally fine. Then with my left arm, kind of like what I did in camel, I'm going to open the left palm, and chest, and I'll let my hips roll towards the floor without loosening the foot. So the foot stays down, and that's the active stretch and open. Right leg can straighten or stay bent, doesn't really matter. And then practice here, just allowing the back of the heart space to find the mat, the earth, and breathing and stretching. Okay, when you're ready, you'll cross that lateral foot, that outer foot on that center line of the thigh, bring it in, maybe you move a bit. And then this time we'll bring the feet together, grab onto the ankles again to separate the feet after you pull down to get one more groin opening. You can roll the ankles. I want to feel my arms just kind of gently widen through the thigh bones. And then feet down flat for bridge. So this can be supported bridge by lifting up and placing a block on either setting underneath the small of your back. So that's that low back, sacral area. Palms can reach up. Palms can reach overhead or goalposts. So if you have a block and you want to do it supported, if you'd like to do it unsupported, I can roll to the outer borders of my shoulders. So you may not want to do too much back bending since we kind of already did. So you might just want to keep this more like a neutralization shape and a mini inversion. And then those of you that do have blocks that want to extend the legs up, you can extend the legs up. This is a great one to kind of stretch the low back. If you don't have a block, putting your legs on a wall works too. I'm going to show you that in case you have a wall space. So sometimes the most therapeutic one is just to find a right ankle from ankle to knee and just have this action be a great way to kind of stretch the low back, or I could extend. Or I could be flush with the wall. Really, it's a comfort thing. Some people don't like their knees hyperextending here, so sometimes having the legs flush with the wall is better. So give yourself a moment to iron out the low back, maybe a final inversion. So just letting the breath start to slow a bit. Kind of feeling the pacing of your practice shift now to be more of a subtle gaze, a subtle awareness, less than working on the muscles and what is stretching and opening. Now this is just like feeling where the energy is moving and shifting. Now you can stay here and decide that this is where you'll take your Shavasana, or if you're willing to move towards a shape, you can. We've been working on lying the upper back over a bolster or a rolled blanket or a block to open up the heart further. So if that feels therapeutic today. One of my favorite ones, we did have a bolster, would be to take the block there and then have the bolster here. And you kind of get a little ramp. That can be nice sometimes to kind of open the chest. So you have to have a little bit more proppage, so you may or may not. So just kind of pick and choose whatever would resonate with what you need today. We're going to do a little bit of breath work before I send you off to Shavasana. So we started our class with our inner gaze at our heart. So see if you can take a moment to let your awareness fall on your heart space. And remember that heart is 360 degrees of awareness, right? So there's a back of your heart, there's a side, there's a top, there's a bottom. So can you, with your awareness, gaze across all the parts of the heart? Noticing the environment the heart's held within, so noticing the energy around the heart. Noticing how you feel. And then allowing yourself, although there's not a lot of sun here today, allowing yourself the next 5 breaths to breathe some sunlight into your heart. So imagine like you're breathing in the rays of the sun. That almost full moon, bringing that into your heart. And on the exhale, circulating that energy throughout the entirety of your body, bringing in vitality, bringing in a sense of warmth, benevolence with yourself. Maybe it's gratitude, appreciation, connection, joy. And then after your 5 breaths, just let yourself settle and rest in whatever state you find yourself in. Let yourself soulfully show up and hold space and presence for you, for this moment. Hold a gentle smile on your face for the next little bit of time. So I'm going to give you a minute to hold the smile. Seems like a long time when we hold it, but keep it up and imagine smiling from your core all the way through your heart, all the way up through your cheeks. Keep breathing that smile through your body. And then let that smile just gently release, but feel the rippling effects of the smile. How does it shift and change you? Subtle ways. And then slowly, if you're ready to move again, wiggle fingers and toes and press yourself up towards a seat. Take your time, no rush at all. And we'll find that mudra one more time just to get it kind of seated. So mudras are seals of energy, right? So whatever you're cultivating, whatever it is that you want to focus, right? These mudras are ways to kind of seal that energy, okay? So Anjali Mudra, right hand over left. Bring the backs of your hands together. Right fingers always grab the left, just remember that. So grab the index, grab the middle, grab the pinky, and then ring and thumb. Center them at your heart, soften your gaze, down as if your third eye would look at your heart. And then take just deep, heartfelt breaths. No separation where the heart is. So feeling this connection between yourself and your own heart, between yourself and each member of this community gathered here, doing the same mudra, breathing. Like we're all sealing in our connection. Sealing in whatever intention you're going to bring to your day with your heart, with your sense of courageous fearlessness to be you, to shine your essence, to be in a space of love and openness. Take a deep breath in. Release the mudra. Take a moment to feel it. Bring your hands to your heart. The divinity in me honors, celebrates, salutes the divinity in you. Namaste.